Hello, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to another Break the Spell podcast. Hope you're all doing well out there. It's 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on a Monday night, December 26th, day after Christmas. I hope everybody had a good holidays. More to come with New Year's. So I think my dad's birthday's tomorrow, so I'm gonna call my dad tomorrow for sure. But how's everybody doing out there? Hello, Anne. Hello. Seeing this is a live podcast, so we can interact with the audience as we go. Makes us a little bit more unique. This is a value for value show, so we did leave our link tree. I'm going to put it up on the screen as well. If you'd like to leave a contribution, you are the producers of this show. You are the ones that drive this show to success.
Right.
So we're only as strong as those out there, as all of us, as one. It sounded a little cheesy. That was like that annoying spiritual shit that new age shit that I get tired of. I find myself talking like as I do readings and things like that and channeling. I talk stuff like I say it and I'm like, it's the way it's supposed to be said, but it sounds cheesy to me. But I guess it's the message, right?
Right.
Hello, Christy. So yes, as I said, value for value show. If you can find my link tree, it's in the description on YouTube and it's in the title on Facebook. It's linktr.ee/psychic shaman 333. If you'd like to be a producer of the show and add a monetary contribution, we appreciate it heavily, and that's what keeps the show, and it's going to grow the show and evolve the show.
As well as your ideas. If you have links to things or information that you'd like us to look into or do shows on, or
Hello, Anthony.
etc.
Yep.
That's needed too, right?
So I mean, of course, the show is called Break the Spell. So tonight we figured we'd had to, within the first 10 episodes, we at least need to go through the deprogramming and kind of talk about that a little bit. So I wanted to start with those lies that we hear. I didn't have them pulled up, but that we kind of get told when we're kids, and they kind of stick, right? They're like superstitions, just like anything else, just like in religion as well. Like if you cut your hair, it'll grow back thicker and longer. It's a myth. Sugar makes kids hyper. It's a myth. No actual proven science for that. Things like that. Like, okay, there's a lot of cars on the freeway, so we need to put in 2 more lanes. And what that actually does, that science has shown, is it actually creates more traffic and more traffic jams. So there's things, it's really, navigating through this world and through this matrix. It's important to kind of keep your head on a swivel and keep, stay mindful.
Yeah.
Because you can be tricked really easy. I mean, you guys have seen just from, my readings, like I shared the other day, how many fake accounts that were pretending to be me. It was like 2 pages on TikTok.
Right.
I only have 1 account on TikTok. Actually, I have 2, Nomadic Noobs, but that's it. And that's how many people that's crazy. How many people are actually targeting my or trying to pretend to be me, and then, but a lot of people get scammed over that.
Right.
My best friend from God, when I was like 14, 15 years old, sent $100 because he thought it was me. They sent it back. He got lucky. They refunded it.
Right.
But these are the little like things that we need to pay attention to, and these things are happening all the time in our life and around us every day, and we can get caught up in those traps really easy. So that's why it's important to deprogram, because a lot of the program we've received is a place of like naivety and like a one track kind of mind look at things, and doesn't we never got taught how to get how to notice a scam or how to be an entrepreneur in school. That's stuff you can specialize in later and go to business school. But nobody gets taught that as a child. Why?
Right.
Why isn't that getting out? Why isn't the entrepreneurship or, I mean, these are little things that if you notice, and naturally, I know they all sound pretty stupid, but these are just examples of like programming that we've taken for so long that it's not natural.
Right.
It's not the natural order of things. And there's plenty of chaos naturally.
Oh, yes.
But then there's people that want to create chaos. And I think we've all created chaos in our life.
Well, obviously, I think we've all kind of.
But a lot of it does come from the programming that our souls are trying to fight against. It's like a constant like fight.
Mm-hmm.
Says link is not working. You want to pin it and post? Or okay, Norma's gonna pin it in the comments. So anyway, and thank you. And we'll get onto that. But we've received a contribution to our producers are working for us, supporting. Oh, Anthony did find it. Thank you, Anthony.
Appreciate you.
Anthony sent $50. Yes, he's one of the top producers. I would say executive producer right now. Him and Teresa and Christy, of course, always supportive.
But we also have Kathy. Everybody, there's
Kathy's a huge support. Yes,
so many. We have
a lot of producers in here right now. That's Marlene's in here. She
and
supports.
Moderators and friends of the show.
But even, and I know I'm not gonna harp on Santa Claus. I just, for some reason, myself wants to just pick on Christians.
Well, it's not so much picking on Christians. I think it's really understanding how okay. So first of all, Christmas was co-opted by the Christians, right? And then it got co-opted in marketing with Santa Claus. They still associate it to the Christians because instead of Santa Claus, it's Saint Nicholas, right? Oh,
I did, Anthony. Big thank you, Anthony. Big time.
Yes, thank you.
That's what we were just talking about. You're one of the executive producers, at least for this show,
right?
And the next. So thank you very much. You sent $50.
But being able to see that pattern and see those co-ops, be able to see and that manipulation, right? How we've actually and how easy it is and yet how long it kind of takes, but then how we all kind of fall into line with these switches that people try to do, right? When they co-opt something that you've always done. When you're not aware and you're not present of mind, you kind of just go with it, right? Because you've always done it. So you just keep doing it. And the next thing you know, instead of remembering that Christ was born, you're going and sitting on Santa Claus's lap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's being able to see.
Which is also a weird thing. It's not sitting on some old dude's lap.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I look at all the like pictures from when I sat on his lap and got the picture taken, and they always have like this rosy cheeks and shit, like they just took down a fifth of Jack Daniels. I don't know. It's always been that way. Like in Christmas, I loved it when I was a kid. We're not going to talk about Christmas too much. That's just one of those things.
Well, I utilize it's one of those.
We're kind of generally going over a few of little ones
of how things have been kind of co-opted and changed, and how, unless you're really present of mind and understanding what's going on, it's so easy to fall into that hypnosis, right? It's easy to just fall into that spirit of things, or the way we do it, or this is how it's done, or it's easy to fall into that space.
Yeah. So yes, and another way we'd like to ask you is share this out, let people know about the podcast, let them know about, we'll come on around. Looks like it's going to be about 6:30 or ish. It might go a little later, but probably around 6:30. Anyway, just to kind of let you guys know if that's when it'll be, but make sure you hit those notification buttons. I'm going to share the Telegram chat. So if you guys would like instant notifications,
right,
that's the only way you're going to know it's coming.
And Telegram really is one of the better platforms.
Give me a second. Keep riffing, babe.
But yeah. So now that I've explained why he wants to keep picking on Christmas and Santa Claus, that's why. It really is one of those big things that you can look at. Same with Halloween. When you look at the history of Halloween and how that came about, and what they're actually celebrating, and the way it actually came to be the way we do it now, right? It
was a pagan holiday.
Yes.
It was a pagan. Yes. These were all pagan holidays.
Yes.
However, I don't consider myself pagan. I consider myself an initiate.
Mm-hmm.
So someone who's learning
Right.
the ways of the world, the ways of the universe. I consider myself a student, and I teach those who don't know what I've learned.
Right.
So I'm both the student and the teacher. And I think we all need to live our life that way. But it's important to just notice these little stupid things that, the news posting fear every day, like
Right.
on whatever narrative or whoever's paying them the most. That's, these moneyed interests
Yep.
are running a lot of the stuff that's going in the world, like going on in the world. They're the reason for it.
Right.
These huge businesses, I think we all know that. And there's a lot of just lies coming out that way, like that are just bold faced lies.
Right.
I mean, it can't even be debated, really.
Right. Like it's beyond a manipulation. It's just
and you can notice these things because they use a lot of flashes on the they sensationalize the hell out of it. They do hypnotize you.
Yep.
Just like right now, those who are listening, that's kind of a hypnosis, but it's not. It's you're listening. You're being attentive listeners, and you're adding to it.
Right.
What does Anthony say? Yes, fear, real light, that darkness must bow down to. Yep. Beautifully said, Anthony. And that's it. And it's really got a lot of people paralyzed right now. We're stuck in this whole other world where I've said this before, that when the new age was coming out and saying, you're going to leave, we're going to separate.
Right.
And they made it sound all cloudy or all, perfect
rainbows
butterflies. And that's not really what matters. That's not really what makes anybody happy anyway. It's a temporary happiness. But where was I going with this?
I think you're.
Anyway, what was going on is, yes, I think that this moment has already happened. I think it happened in 2019 or end of 2019. No,
16.
Beginning of 2020.
I think.
I mean, but I'm talking about a certain thing that happened over the last almost 3 years.
Yes.
That one really pushed a lot of things.
It did. It opened up a lot of eyes.
It did,
really
like in a way, it was like what
forward.
it was meant to do is stop that kind of awakening, right? But it did the opposite. But in the process, it did a lot of damage, and you got to see like separate who was really paying attention and who was just, and I don't blame anybody who couldn't pay attention,
right?
And had to listen to mainstream news. But hopefully a lot of people are realizing that mainstream news is not, it's basically a brainwash
machine,
and a narrative maker. Like it's like tells you stories that aren't completely true. So you're not paying attention to what you would be compassionate about or what you would react to. And they're using those emotional reactions that should come natural. They're manipulating you that way.
Right. By keeping you highly emotional, keeping you attached to it emotionally. Right. It's, they utilize our emotional selves, and they never taught us growing up. I'm sorry, even if we grew up in therapy, because yes, I did they teach you how to actually handle your emotions, right? How to actually feel them and work through them and process them and deal with them in a healthy manner.
Yeah.
And so they utilize that on a mass scale.
Yeah, they use you don't think that they have you figured out. I mean, everything that you're doing on your phone, trust me, it's being followed, it's being watched, it's being monitored, it's being looked at, and this is the demographic, this is what we need to show these people, this certain profile type. It's what I do analysis. I mean, I don't, and then when I do my readings, it's a lot of it's analytic. It's more logical than spiritual, but it is that mix.
It's getting a message, and then him being able to utilize the paths that he's seen and work out what you're, you know what I mean, what it is that's coming through.
Yeah.
He does have to you have to use logic in the spirit.
Yeah, it doesn't. Robin said, I quit watching mainstream news and TV in 2020. It was too distracting from my growth and purpose. Yeah, and don't you feel like so much better now? You're like, then once you leave, because that's just all a created matrix for you. Yes. Like, okay, all of these people that are showing you the news, even some on the internet, are a lot on the internet, they do have moneyed interest or someone that's like their handler, their investor. Like you guys right now, you're the producers.
Right.
If you ever came at me with some shit that I didn't agree with or that I felt like was it without integrity, I wouldn't do it.
That's right.
I'd give you your money back.
Yeah.
But really, that's why we have to stay. And I don't want to be rich.
Right.
I mean, rich is a different
I
thing. It's
feel
not
like
about
I'm
it's
very
not about
rich
monetary
in the
value.
sense that yes, but
It can lead to that, but that's not what I'm thinking. I'm
right.
thinking, having an enriched life and allowing
Yes.
others to, learn how to enrich their own, or giving them the space to do that.
Right.
Eventually I want shit. I'd love to have 1,000 acres or a hectare of land. I mean,
yeah, a place that can be
that
a place
that can
for
be a community
for so many.
and be protected and protect each other. I mean, that's where we're getting, because life is getting really crazy. These so-called leaders are all, for the most part, and the ones that aren't, they're outnumbered big time. But yeah, these are little games being played on us every day, intentionally, on purpose.
And more of us are waking up. Thankfully, more and more of us are stepping outside of it, and that's, thank goodness, right? And unfortunately, it took many of us being trapped in a position where I can't believe I just did that, or I let that happen, or I whatever, right? We feel that shit first before we can go, okay, you know what? I now know, and thank goodness I can start. It's a starting point, if nothing else.
Yep.
It's that place to jump off from.
Christy says there is darkened everywhere. Darkness, I think she meant. And there has to be in order to have balance.
That's right. That's right.
Because darkness isn't necessarily bad when it's there's a lot of nuances there.
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to hide in the darkness, and that means the dark, or the less informed or ignorant, hide in that darkness.
Right.
Which is what we're seeing a lot of our family members doing. They're thinking they're in the light, like I'm saving the world. And we got to get that shit out of our head.
Right.
We're going where the universe wants us to go.
Right.
We are powerful and part of that. But we are dealing with something so epically, I can't even explain it.
Right.
Where life, death, all of that happens at once.
Yep.
There's that place, and I don't know how to explain it properly, but it's scary and beautiful at the same time.
Right.
Living in that place where we're willing to say, you know what, this sounds like bullshit. I'm going to actually have to, really look into this. Because I think that's important where we need to be right now, because there is, and we've always dealt with propaganda, but I think that there's so much right now that it's really clouding a lot of people's brains.
Right.
But it's also waking other people up, because it's getting very desperate.
Yes.
And very on the
sloppy.
nose.
It's getting very sloppy now, and it's getting very easy to notice.
But yeah, good and bad, that's light and dark is where we all need to dwell. Sometimes we need to dwell in the darkness. Sometimes we need to dwell in the light. We can't forget either one of them. And, really what we're trying to do, or at least to my understanding, is stay balanced in that in between.
Walk that narrow path.
Yes, not stay in the dark completely, because if you stay in the dark completely, yes, bad things happen, but you can do shitty things from the light too.
That's right.
That's the decisions you make and choices you make every day.
Right. And from where you're making those decisions, right? And every single one of us make every decision that we make at any given moment based on what we know. And when we don't know, well, shitty things can happen.
Anna says, when I learned original meaning to holiday, it is so different. Yeah. It was Yule for the winter solstice. And what they did back in those days was lit a big bonfire. I think they lit a big Yule log. They drank, what is that called? That wine? The honey wine?
Yeah.
Mead. They drank mead and beer and probably psychedelics. And they danced around a fire, celebrated it. They burned out the year, like by saying this is like the death. This is putting things to ashes.
Yep. So that new things can grow.
Yep. Check. I can see you. Yep, you're there. Are you not hearing me, Christy?
Yes, being able to embrace all parts of ourselves and utilize, here's the whole thing, walking and having a good life, you're using both dark aspects of yourself and light aspects of yourself. It's knowing when and how. Doing that in a healthy and
And
balanced
being
manner.
critical of everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Everybody.
Yep.
It's really important because you'll all get that kind of spidey sense. It depends on who listens to it and actually follows through.
That's true.
You'll get this like weird off feeling, like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. Sounds off. So then you do a little research and you find out why it sounds off.
Right.
You find out a few different sides to the story or whatever story you're being told, and you learn from it.
Yeah.
Anthony's saying also coal was to keep fire going, and coin was to keep a woman off the street. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Coin was to keep women off the street. Elaborate on that. You know what? Actually, you want to come on, Anthony, and talk about it? I'll drop a link.
Oh, she said she meant like check, as in she drank, she did the shrooms, she did the acid.
Oh yeah, check. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think I found like I keep getting this vision. It's really powerful. It's I can't tell, but I can. It's almost like I can hear an eagle's. You know, when an eagle goes, it does it once, and then I just I'm like in this place of like where you see death and you see life at the same time, and it's.
Well, because ultimately,
I mean, it's a heavy feeling too. It's not, the feeling is almost like, whoa, you're right here where you can die and you can live. But that's where we live. We live in this place.
And everything is always happening all at once, right? I think we talked about this a little bit yesterday. No matter how many aspects of yourself that you what is the word I'm looking for right now? Why is it not coming to my brain? The more aspects of yourself you utilize, you intertwine, you have integrated. There you go. That was the word I was looking for. Into yourself. Everything is still kind of happening now, right? So if it can or could or it's a possibility, it's happening somewhere at some point. It's happening right now. And integrating those lessons within yourself without actually having to experience those experiences is kind of nice, right? But if you can understand that you're integrating pieces of yourself, not just from this, I mean, you're integrating everything that could be into yourself right now, right? So when people say they have timeline jumps or they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm a whole new person now, it's because you've integrated those aspects within yourself into your now without actually having to experience, as well as healing from the experiences you've experienced within this timeline.
Whoa, that was a lot of experiences.
Yeah, I said experience a lot.
All right, I dropped the link in the chat. You want to read some of the comments?
Anne said, I felt in my 20s something wasn't right. Then I stated, looked into spiritual bookshops. Yep.
Did you come from a religious family? Which are full of traps and full of programming. Indoctrination, I would say. That's
right. But here's the thing, we kind of indoctrinate ourselves sometimes too, right?
Yeah.
It really is knowing the balance of things. But here's the thing, dedication to something and having faith in something, that's great. But no matter how dedicated, no matter how faithful you are to any one belief, always have that open space in your heart and your mind to expand from it, right? Know that no matter how much faith you have in this one belief, it could be wrong, right? And it's helping you right now. And then when it's no longer helping you, being willing to go, oh, okay, I see that differently now. And being able to just let it go. That's difficult for many of us. Excuse me. She didn't come from
religious families make it. Yeah, I noticed that. So you just came from like what did you grow up with? Like, did you grow up with any kind of sense of religion? Like I grew up with, I went to church a couple of times, but I wasn't forced to go to church. Which thank God.
I was
thank God, no pun intended.
I was made to go to church. I sloughed off a lot. I'd go in one room and walk out the other. I did that in school too. Jesus, that's just my fingers. Anyway.
Anthony's coming on.
Nice. Welcome, Anthony.
Welcome our one of our executive producers, Anthony Lewis.
Oh, yep.
Hello, Anthony.
How are we doing tonight? Doing good? Can
We're
everybody hear
doing
me?
well.
Yeah, we're doing great. You sound great.
All right. Yeah. See, the story about the coal and the coin is there's a real Saint Nicholas in Germany, right? And he
Okay.
would pass out coal to families and stuff to keep the fire warm, but also
Ah.
he'd give out coins to the women so they wouldn't prostitute themselves.
Okay.
During Christmas, yeah.
Ah, see,
that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a couple of stories. Like I know a story of in Eastern Europe, there was a shaman that used to go around, and what he'd do is he carried this bag of, like, I think it was like pea, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And he got it from the Anamarita mushroom, which looks just like, it's got the Christmas colors, right? And then the reindeer involved too. So the reindeer have to eat this mushroom, so it's ingestible for humans. Mm-hmm. So they process it somehow, and everything, like the Christmas colors, the shaman used to wear red and white. There's so many different backgrounds to that. But there is a real, like, Saint Christopher, or Saint Nicholas, excuse me, mm-hmm. that came from the Catholics, right?
Right. And that's why I say, this is the one holiday you can really look at and understand the co-option of many different ideologies and beliefs.
What was that?
On your shaman one, didn't the deer actually have to sort of like poop it out, and then it would grow into a tree?
They pee it out. They pee it out.
They collect the urine.
They collect the urine.
Yeah, and it would grow it would give them fruit and stuff for the next following year. So.
Yep. Pretty crazy stories about Santa Claus, right?
Mm-hmm. But to me, I think they're all helpers. That's how I see it. Is literally,
yes, yeah,
we're all helpers.
They're all
especially
helpers.
On certain ones that are able to speak to our loved ones and stuff like that through the veil and stuff like that.
But I think where I have a problem is where they have to be dubbed that. You know what I mean? Like where they have to be like titleized and what's the word? Yeah, dubbed. The people that do that. And I get that. I get that there's a lot of good to it. I get that there's a lot of other dark shit to it too. Like, and I was just talking about, we have to live in the dark and the light. But, when I see a Catholic church in the Vatican that looks like some crazy snake. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah. There are certain, like I said, when they talk about the Catholic Church and religion itself, because even the Bible itself says that literally you will not be praying or on these mountains anymore. You'll be all over the place. That's what's so great about when you talk about the Native Americans and they talk about the Mother Earth and the Spirit itself, that the Spirit is all around us.
That's right. The Spirit is us.
Yeah.
Right.
It's everything. Yes. We hold all this together and we don't even realize it.
Yes.
I mean, we hold this whole vision together. I don't know if you've ever done psychedelics before, but that was probably the place that I found out. What's that?
I've never really needed it since, as one of the Native Americans
don't need them.
said,
you don't need them. That's
I'm a spirit walker, and literally, spirit walker translate into one foot in the living world and 1 foot in the world of the
That's
dead.
right there. That's what. Yep. And a lot of people have a hard time understanding that. It's like when I say myself as that, and that's what you are. You're a spirit walker, shaman, medicine man.
We have many names, so
right.
Yeah, we have many names.
The thing is when you walk up to somebody you don't even know them and you tell them something and like, I didn't tell anybody that today. How the hell? I don't know you, and how the hell do you know this? I'm like, well, if I told you, it'll freak you out.
We're all connected, man. You like my guides got close to your guides, or my higher self got. We're living this whole other life.
Those are the best when you're meditating and all of a sudden you tune in to the higher ups talking, and literally you're trying to listen in, and all of a sudden like, hey, you mind? I'm like, what? You guys are talking, and I want to hear because I want to know what you might have me do.
That's right.
Before you tell me to do it, because the thing I hate the most is literally I'm walking through a store. I have no idea on why I'm picking this item up. but I
Right.
pick it up. I know and then all of a sudden somebody comes along and yeah, you wouldn't by chance have this item, and you're like, holy freaking crap! I just
You know
picked
what?
it
I
up.
actually do.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's the item. Like, and it's that thing. It's like okay. And there's been plenty of people that I've talked to and stuff who has the gift and stuff, and they're like, well, I would really like to stop it. I'm like, okay. I say I can reach in there and turn the switch off, but you have to understand that when they need your help, they will turn that switch back on,
That's
and
right.
it will be
Don't
even
escape
louder than it was before.
Yep.
Yep,
That's
that's a
right.
good way to say it.
Yep.
You're a wise man,
And
Anthony.
that's
You can
what's so
ignore it
funny
for
about
so
it.
long.
That's what's so funny about it is like, and especially like I said, I have seen many times with my gifts and abilities, literally the fear in people's eyes,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
scare, and like I said, it's so sad when you see a person who's as they call the bubble, right? When they're in that bubble or wearing their
Yep.
glasses.
Yep.
Their glasses and they shatter, and nobody's around them. Go, oh, stay away from that person. They're about to break.
Yeah.
They have a meltdown. And literally, I'm like, crap. All right, let me go over here. How you doing? What? Yeah, I'm the only one that heard you crying. Come on, let's get up here. Let's have some tea. Let's have a little
Yeah.
bread or drink or something. Let's figure out what the problem is. See, the best
Right.
ones I like are the ones that come to me while I'm sitting and reading, and they're telling me their life story. Then after they tell me their life story, they apologize for it. And I'm like, nope, that's fine. I understand exactly why you were here. Here's the answer to your thing. All right,
Right.
thank you. And you never see him again, or literally you run into him 2 weeks later and say, you know what, your advice really helped me.
Yep.
And, well, thank you. That's what I'm supposed to do.
So where are you from, man? You said Scotland. You were in Scotland?
No, well, like I said, I moved around as a military kid. Like I said, we've been in Germany, Italy, all over the United States, from Connecticut to Georgia. Right now, I'm in Arizona. So,
Hey, we're going to
Well,
Arizona.
we've got land in Arizona. That's where we're planning on heading.
well, like I said, we're out in the Hereford area near Tombstone. So.
Okay. Yeah, I've been there. I've been to Tombstone.
Yeah, we went to Tombstone. Yeah.
Went to Nogales.
Yep.
That was the only place I could find my tobacco.
Right.
Yep.
Nogales.
That's pretty much for tobacco wise. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
most of the.
We stayed in Benson for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yep. That's an interesting place there, just for the energy wise. So.
So what do you think about damn it, what's the name of it? Where we're moving? Holbrook.
It's all right. It's up.
Well,
Like
I mean,
said,
we're
right.
actually outside
you
of
get the
Holbrook.
season. We're in the valley section of it. So like I said, you'll get more of the snow stuff and
Right.
seasonal changes and stuff. So
Cool, man. Yeah, if anybody else would like to join, I'll leave the link. Let me know in chat. Y'all can join if you want.
Yeah, I think Arizona is full of very sacred spaces where you
Yeah,
get a
I
lot
think
of different.
that's the other
There's
thing.
a
I've
lot
been
of ley
counting.
line stuff out there.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I've been counting is the last couple of times I've been tuning into other mediums and stuff. Is oh yeah, I just moved back. I just moved out to Stafford. I'm like, why in the heck are all the mediums and psychic
Because they know
stuff
there's
are coming
that's
out
a
to the
sacred
desert?
spot.
Like what? You know.
That's
Yes.
well, because I feel like it's that's going to be like a sanctuary when it needs to be, because I
Right.
do feel like
Oh yeah,
there are going to be some events that happen, and I'm not going to get into it, but
oh no, yeah, there's something bigger on the horizon myself.
yeah.
Right.
I'm trying not to pick over there because I can hear myself. Hey, I can hear my guys going, "Hey, guess what, dude? We got about 5 or 10 things over here when this thing starts
Yeah.
coming in." I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
That's right, man.
But
Awesome.
overall, yeah, like I said, I had a picture of that, like back. What we really need to do, like I said, they took care of that weird. I don't know if you picked it up after 9/11 happened, right? That
Mhm.
that literally the gateway that was around New York was crushed
Yeah.
into the opposite direction, where it was on the human side that was pushing into the realm there. And they were finally something big enough to actually push it back and open up that gateway.
See, and I think there was actually like 2018. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish, and I'll hold my thought.
Yeah. There was literally for the veil wise, there was a big push on the living world side, as if something on the living world was trying to break in and open a portal to the spirit realm.
Right.
When that explosion happened, literally finally because I helped out a little bit on that, not much, but literally there was a big guardian thing that came and pushed that bubble back open so that spirits could actually start traveling around New York again. So.
Yeah, I feel like there was actually a little war going on.
Oh,
We were seeing, like,
might have
because
been
you can't
something.
remember when the satellites kept dropping and shit, or
Mhm.
things kept falling from the skies back in like 2017. They kind of just covered that up, but I think there's a whole war
You
going
can
on
see
right
it in
now.
pictures and stuff, especially when you watch the old movies back that took place back in like the 70s and 60s and 80s when the tower is still there in the movie. And you look and you pan to the pictures of now, you can definitely see there is some weird echo right there. So, since, like I said, for myself, as you guys were talking about past lives and stuff,
Right.
And like I said, the way I figure it, there's two things for past lives. One, you have to fix whatever your family line screwed up.
Yep.
Right.
And then you have yourself of things that you're trying to fix with your own self. And the problem is we get a fresh start, but we never get told exactly what we're fixing. We'll get a glimpse.
Right.
We'll get a glimpse of it, and we're like, okay, what do I do here? Do I go through with the action, or do I stop the action?
Right. Well, see, I remember taking walks sometimes, and here's the thing, I don't know, I'm kind of a weird person, but I have argued with myself at times as I'm laughing at myself, right? Like I'm literally kind of walking in a meditative state, and I am going, hey, yo, what you're doing? Your turn was right there. And I'm going, no, it wasn't. It's over here. And I can hear myself talking to myself, and I'm laughing at myself at the same time because that initial voice that said, hey, your turn was right there was right. As I'm over here going, no, man, it's over here. Right? Understanding your whole self and all the aspects that lie within us is astronomical, right? Like it's all here now within us. Should we choose to integrate and listen?
For being part of understanding the veil and stuff and the way time works. And Einstein, he even said himself that you have to literally not exist to be able to time travel. And many of the ghost hunting shows and stuff have shown, especially the best ones are where you see the glimpse of the Victorian person walking down the stairs in a full garb and everything. At the same time, the person's walking up the stairs. And the best way to describe it is the past, the future, and the present are running simultaneously.
Yes. It's all happening.
I just learned something.
All of a sudden, those great events like murders and stuff that's happened, because the best ones are auto accidents. And you can literally look in the paper. Here's an auto accident that happened such and such a time at a certain year. And then all of a sudden, that same thing on that same road, the same thing happens. Like clockwork.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is off topic. This is off topic, bro. But hey, Anthony.
Yes.
I have a question to ask you. I've been working on this thing just to kind of get information, kind of in the background and I want you to look into it just psychically, and get your view on it. So I was shown this thing called, or this happening called smiley face killers. Have you ever heard about that?
No, but I did pick up and let me guess, you had this about what, 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Yes. Literally, I had a picture of the Walmart yellow FaceTime with a smile on it. Big
with his eyes X'd out,
just floating around.
That's the calling card.
I didn't understand exactly what it was, because most of the time you'll see spirits and stuff that literally just their heads floating by, and it's like, okay.
So I'm going to tell you what I know of it. I'm going to tell you what I know of it. Yeah, you already picking up on it. So anyway, what's going on here is these men are getting kidnapped, and they're not being found until like 2 or 3 weeks later. Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, percent of the time,
in water.
They're found dead in water, and there's a smiley face right next to the murder scene.
And 9 times out of 10,
and found with no water in their lungs. Found with, they're just found there like they were placed there. It's a really weird thing. When I started looking into it, I'm like, whoa. Anyway.
No, it's almost like I said, when I thought of it and you were describing it, the words that came to mind: fish out of water. That's
fish out of water.
Right.
What do you
Those
think
are the
you get
words that
from the
came to
fish
me
out
was
of water?
fish out of water.
So
So
these people are also like, all these guys are athletic. They're all athletes. They're all for the most part.
Very good shape.
They're in
Good
very
health of
good shape.
themselves. Could fight
for
someone off
that,
if
yeah,
they
like I
need
said,
to.
for those, it could be depending on who the people are. These people could be people that know certain things about certain other people,
Yes.
Mhm.
and they need to be gotten rid of.
And there's like, well, and yeah, I get what, yeah, you're on the right track. But yeah, it's a weird one, man. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
really
Like I
weird
said,
one.
I
That's one to
think,
leave in
like
for
I
like
said, I
for
was
homework.
Like
wondering,
We gotta figure it out
I
right
got
now.
into like
and thank you
like
for
secret
agreeing with me
society
that, like I
shit.
said, that what I saw
Yeah,
was
that's
exactly
more of a
right. So
homework assignment, babe. That's
That is, I just felt like I needed to bring it
okay.
up.
That's good. But no, I
no,
know
It's
no,
one of
no.
those
Like I
that's
things that
said,
you
the
never
words
hear
that
about. And
got me
right.
it's
was
still going,
a
it's
guy
still
that
It
said
still
ongoing.
happens. Yeah.
There's
fish
still
out of
these
water.
guys
So
going missing. There's still these guys going
Yeah.
missing, and it's been going on for like 40 years, probably more than
And I
that from
can't
what I was getting.
associate them together other than
So what,
the water and
what is
smiley
the
face.
source of who are the murderers? That's what I
well,
was
right. That's
asked.
when you, like I said, when you're dealing with murderers and stuff, that deals with a whole different set of spirits and stuff. Because, as I like to say, there are things that keep track of everything. Even when
Mm-hmm.
you're using magic spells, prayers,
Yeah.
all that stuff,
Yeah.
there are things that keep track of it. And when you
Right.
Right.
misuse
Right.
it,
Yep.
Yep.
when you, as I like to say, when you upset the balance of things,
Yep.
the backlash for misusing it, because I've had plenty of people who dealt with Wiccan and um, um, the voodoo stuff, and I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
here you go. Who did you piss off? Who did you not pay? I was like, what? I know I paid my person. No, you didn't. You didn't pay your person because I got the
Right.
person
No,
right here.
y'all ain't interrupting. Like, just come in and start talking. Like, we'll try to moderate it as best as
Right.
we can.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
Right, and
no, if you're
literally,
not.
like I said, the one
I
guy
see
that I talked
Christy's like
to,
that, saying I had to leave for a few. She's not knowing what we're talking about. We're talking about the smiley face killers or killings.
yeah, but literally for that, yeah, we're looking for skinny people. We're looking for serious. From what I saw, we're looking for skinny people. They may look skinny, but they're strong as
Right.
Yeah,
as
they're
get out.
trained.
But also
I
too,
felt
like
like
I
they were
said,
trained.
whatever with the paperwork that you have found, the information that you find, right? The key
Yeah.
Mhm.
words are fish out of water. So
Yep.
that's all my guys are willing to, from what they're talking about, and because something
Well,
like I
and
said,
that's why I was kind of
when
saying
you
this is
talk
more of
about
a
it, when you
project
look
for you
into it,
than
something
something you're
really
going to figure
dig
out
into
right
it.
now.
Right. Just think on it. Just think on it for a while, Anthony.
Yeah.
All right.
What's
Well, I'm
up,
just
girls?
letting
We
you know
got
when you look at it, right? When you're looking
yeah.
Yep.
at the paper, do you get this big, heavy energy coming?
Yeah, it's like a network, like it's a whole
Yep.
octopus of
Anne
things.
says she's heard of it. She just didn't know it was still going on.
Oh yeah, it's still
Oh,
going on. I have to tell you right now, and I've got I've got a line with the people that are most interested in this
uh-huh.
because there was only one. I haven't heard from this person, but there was only one investigator that said, you know what? It's because every time they do this, they always just. I feel like the smiley face is a calling card, and also like a message to the law enforcement
It's
that's
just a
letting them
mask to
know,
hide
don't
their
mess with
true
this.
faces.
Yeah, like they're trying to. Yeah, they have the masks. Yep,
Yep.
and I feel like it's much bigger than what people think of just some like random gang going around killing people.
Oh no, this from what the dark, because I can see you looking at it, and then here you are sitting and you're looking at the papers and stuff, right? There's
Yeah,
this huge black mass of energy that starts floating towards you, and
yeah,
you start to feel it. You start to feel that black mass energy just coming up
yeah.
like a buffalo.
It's the same black mass energy we're dealing with right now with everything in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, but this is
I
specifically
feel like it's connected to everything that we are
for that fish,
seeing
for
right
that
now.
fish, for your
Yep.
Yep.
mass thing. For the yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand what you're seeing, but for your when you're looking at the fish,
Yeah.
that's literally when you're sitting there at your table and stuff, looking at the paper, looking at the information. You feel this weird, like buffalo, heavy energy coming at you
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
from behind you,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
scary.
stop.
Like I actually felt I had to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
like
yeah.
use
It's
it. I
frightening.
had to
Yeah,
get a
it's
VPN after I talked about all this shit. I felt icky. I'm like, no, these guys know that I'm knowing. Like
oh yeah, yeah. You can see the eye with inside that storm. You
yeah,
can literally
yeah.
see the eyeball that appears. It's one eye. It's one eye.
You guys ever heard of
Coming
this,
at you.
Christy or Teresa?
I think so. It's vague though, but
Yeah.
I've definitely seen that. But I can't quite place it
I mean,
where
we're
I've
talking
seen it.
like I think like 50 or 60 people,
Mm.
all
Have
with the
died
same,
with
all the
this?
same.
Yeah.
They've died.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then one got
The
away,
same MO.
and there was
The
one
same
black guy,
generation.
but the rest of them are all from Germanic descent,
Yep.
and they were athletes, like college athletes,
Good shape.
And
good
from what
shape,
descent?
and they always
Germanic.
got or came up missing after they'd been to a party or been to a bar drinking.
Yeah, that's probably some day drugs type, drugging them
Yeah, but
out.
there's
Yeah,
no, I
date
mean,
drug
but yeah, but
testing.
But
40 to 50
just to get him
people.
out of there, you know?
Yeah,
Get
like
him
drug them.
away.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
It's a pretty interesting
Yeah.
story. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
still delving
But,
into it.
but if you guys are interested in it, like I said, look for those keywords: fish out of water.
Fish out of
'cause
water.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will
Yep,
literally
most
give you
definitely.
clues to what you guys are trying to look towards.
Right on.
And it will keep you safe. So, like I said, it will keep you safe because literally, from what you were telling me, from one of the bodies that they found, it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
almost as if they had drunken something, right? And literally
Yep.
inside, it was almost as if it was like a fish out of water where they couldn't breathe. They literally
Yep.
suffocated.
They got to
Well, I'll
this
tell you
point
what
where
I
they
got.
were,
I'll tell you what I got. A network of people,
Mhm.
obviously like government contractors or people that can be contracted by the government, trained killers, cloning, needing the genetics. And the parents, a lot of the parents know about it. Like they're connected to it somehow.
Oh yeah, he goes back from what I can see from the black mass that's behind it. When you look at the papers, it goes back almost 20 generations.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can see the grandparent. You can see the adults and stuff up front.
Yeah.
That's
The kids
how
in the back.
that's how it
Literally,
always
It means it started.
Yep.
Go ahead, Christy. What was that?
I was just gonna say that's how it seems to be, like that's how it usually is that it goes back in lineage, the things that are
Yeah.
happening, like it
So
tends
these
to,
parents either know that their kids are going to get taken.
of course,
A
yeah.
lot of them haven't like carried it on. That's what's weird. Like a lot of the parents have just let it be.
Are
Right.
these any of the elites?
Yeah, I think that they're connected to something. They may not be
No,
like the elites,
cabal.
but they're probably
But they were
elites.
connected to
They were all pretty well to
They
do.
were all well to do.
They weren't like the elites, but they all had the money to send their kids to college, and they were on scholarships.
And I'm still working
And I feel
on
like they were all
finding whether or
connected
not
to
they're
like it's so much
Masonic
bigger
or
than
other
just the
kind of
killings.
like,
But the killings
Oh,
are
yeah.
part of what's going on.
Elks groups or whatever. And I'm still looking into that because I'm noticing a lot of these parents do belong to groups. So
Yeah. I think it has something with the deep state, shadow
Oh, yeah.
government.
Yeah, I think
It's pretty big, probably.
it's bigger than the shadow government. I mean, it is part of the
Yeah.
shadow government. I do
Well,
feel
if
like
you
it
think-
connects to that.
If
That's why I
you
say
think about all the
cabal.
stuff,
That's
if you think about
like
all the stuff that
multi-nation, cabal is worldly, and that
Right.
would be more like the power.
But there isn't just one cabal. There's a few of them. Like there's different factions.
Yes, there are.
Yeah. What was that, Christy? What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, I mean, for those that follow this storyline and believe it or not, it doesn't. But if you think about all of the trafficking reports that came out and all of the stuff that was happening with all of the, I guess we can say underground trafficking, but like
Uh-huh.
it's the same type of thing. There's a lot of people that
Yes.
look the other way that know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, another arm of what's going on. Yes.
Right. And you think about the
Exactly
people
what
that
I'm feeling, Christy.
and we put our trust in these people that are dealing with it, that are part of the problem,
Yes.
and put their
Yep.
hands in that fucking fire. And there are trained government. Like we're supposed to be
Yes.
protected by these people, yet they're the people that are fucking
Yeah.
burning.
They're
That fire.
actually the ones that are like, putting the money into fucking making it happen.
Right. That makes. I'm just gonna silence my mic because it makes me mad. So hold on.
I know it. Dude. No, seriously, that's the whole thing. When people are doing things, and look, I want to have a place that is sacred for everybody. And look, I do this for my own reasons.
No, we're
as
not
well.
wanting. We do want it, but
Yes,
it's happening. It's
it is
already
happening.
It's already.
But here's the
Right
whole
now,
thing.
I can't return my money now. I am in for everything.
Yes,
So
we did. We passed the
Mhm.
30-day
past the
expiration.
90-day expiration
Yep.
where you could turn your money in, or you could just stop payments. And I
You
did.
guys
I
need
did
to
do that.
put me.
We're getting
We're
it.
in
We're
it.
doing it.
It's ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point two. Knowing that really and truly our biggest problem is ignorance. That darkness we all fall into, that place in which brings us struggle, is the ignorance. So they want to sell us on the snake being the asshole that made her bite the apple. However,
Yeah.
he was bringing her enlightenment.
Yep.
Are you really truly happy, or are you just doing what you're told right now?
Yeah.
Do you know everything that's happening? Or are you feeding into a programming? Are you and look, my birth signs tell me a lot of things about myself that I don't always give myself credit. I'm a snake.
A snake.
I'm a
Join the
Sagittarius.
club, dude. We're good.
I'm a weird fucking like slithery
Same.
person
Yes.
that you could look at like I
Mhm.
was just whatever.
Hey, snakes are cool.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's the whole thing. My main goal is to grow, to expand. And you know what? I'm willing to shed the skin of ego, the skin of whatever, if I can see my path ahead. And I'm
Mhm.
willing to take that path no matter what. It may seem bleak and dark right now, but you know what? The sun is always shining.
Somewhere.
Mhm.
That's right.
It's always shining.
Find that light.
Clouds might be blocking our shit, but
The darkness
or
nourishes. The
geoengineering.
darkness nurtures our seeds. The darkness gives us that room to grow, that expansiveness, right?
Yes.
But the
Right.
light nourishes it.
Teresa knows how the
The
dark
light
needs to
grows it.
work right now.
The light-
Teresa knows exactly what you mean
Yes.
Yeah.
That is why.
about growing in the dark.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
Yes, about how things grow in the dark.
So
Yes.
find the light within your own heart, shine it in that
That's right.
darkness, and it will bow down to you.
That is
That's
right.
right.
That is right.
Take the chains off, unless you like having the chains on.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Freak
some
'em out when
people
you take 'em
unfortunately
off.
are comfortable there. Yep.
And those chains are on your mind and your heart.
Yeah.
That's where they
Yeah.
are
I'm
heavy.
still battling a few chains. I know.
Oh, all of us are. All of us are breaking chains
Yep.
all
Oh,
the time.
yeah.
Reminds me of that Dawkins song. Breaking the chains around me. Nobody
You know,
else
Eagles
could
got
find
one.
me.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew that
Right?
I knew that Teresa would remember that song.
Yeah, and their Eagles has got one that is just amazing. Talks just about right about it. Oh, I'm
Which
sorry, it
one?
was
I
Jewel.
got a peaceful, easy feeling.
Woo! Let's do some karaoke.
Oh shit! What are you doing?
I don't know.
That's a different podcast. Maybe it will. Maybe we'll have.
Yeah,
Maybe
we'll
we'll
do a
have
singing
break
one
this
of the
stuff
next time. This one
on
needs singing.
karaoke.
Right.
Yep,
You can have that
karaoke.
every once. How old are you, Anthony?
I am not as old as a mountain, but as not as young as a head of lettuce.
Okay.
No,
I'm
I'm
talking about how old is your
I
human?
I think I'm 45. I stopped counting after 21.
45. Nice. I'm
So
47.
you're right
bro.
around me. I forgot how old
We're
I
all
was too,
close.
but I'm right around there too. I just had a
Well,
birthday.
it's nice to meet you, Anthony.
Nice
Yeah,
to meet you
Anthony's a
guys
big
too.
supporter too.
He's a great supporter. We have so many.
Matter of fact, everybody that's
amazing
on here
people
is a
that
big
support.
supporter.
That's
And then
right.
Kathy, she's shy, so she doesn't. She only hangs out in the comment section.
And that's cool. We need that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't know you guys were on if it wasn't for her sometimes.
Right.
So what's the one lie that you like found out when you were growing up that really like helped you kind of wake up, or like on the path of your awakening? What was the first thing that woke you up?
You know, my path to awakening was really weird because one day my husband and I woke up and we're all of a sudden talking about what we called, for lack of a better word, the powers that be, the shadow government.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we woke up and knew it.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went deep. That's
When was
when I
that? When
started
did
to
that
really
happen? Like,
study.
When did that
What's that?
happen? Like approximately
When did it happen? Boy, my path has been so up and down. I would say the major acceleration has probably been within the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when it starts picking up. You can start hearing the people crying out and stuff. Help me, I'm lost. I didn't guide.
Yes, I hear that too, dude. People pulling at your heart, souls pulling at your heart. You ever felt
See,
that?
I have a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
Oh
different
yeah, I've
experience.
had literally
Mine's
people
different and
running
weird,
onto my
and I
feet.
think I'm just retarded.
So what about you,
No.
Christy? When was the first time you really like woke up to like, wait a minute, this is all a big lie?
So this is gonna sound, I don't. Again, as usual, don't.
Uh-oh.
Oh
We
no!
lost you.
Someone don't want her talking.
Or let me get my mic off and move that out.
Wait, my thing is broken.
There you go. I can hear you now.
Okay, are we okay?
Yeah, there
Yeah,
we go.
you're good
There
now.
we go.
Okay. So, and I'm not saying this for any other reason other than this is just the truth, but
Yep.
my awakening was when I talked to you the first time we had a reading. And I don't know if you remember that,
Really?
but yeah, no, I'm one
You was my
million.
awakening too.
No, I'm a million trillion billion% serious is the thing. And that's why it's like, I don't know if people think when I say that I'm just saying that to like help them get
That was
to
back when you were still with your asshole ex-husband, right?
No, it was when I first got placed at the shelter. And
Oh,
it
okay.
was right before
No, it
COVID.
was before that because it was before that because you weren't even here. Like you didn't go to
He
the shelter
remembers
first.
talking
You
to
were
you
actually taking the
about
kids.
it.
Remember, you were asking me, and I'd already given you a couple of readings before that. But you
So
were asking me where to
yep,
take the kids fishing and shit
fair
before you
enough.
went to. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, fair enough. And that's when we started talking and I started having my readings, because before we talked, I did not believe, like I say so many times in group, and I don't know that anybody understands. Like, I was such a, I mean, actually, no, I think a lot of people relate. I have to take
Yeah.
that back. As I went to say that, that sunk in differently for some reason. I saw it different, but I think a lot of people relate. Where no, like you go into a situation blind and you don't
Yep.
really have faith in anything, and you're looking for something to grab to. And that's what it
Yep.
was when I talked to you that first time. I just needed something to ground myself in a
Right.
situation that was very scary and very up in the air. And I didn't really know, I didn't know what the fuck to believe or what the fuck I was
Yeah,
doing.
you called me right as you were leaving. Like I don't even
Yeah.
think you got to Utah yet.
Yeah.
The first time I gave you a reading was before you were in Utah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And that's why I say, like, with our group, I was the first member of that group because I have talked to you guys
Yep.
since, but I
You
knew
were.
that first time I talked to you, I knew that, and it pisses me off. I love you, but you still do it. But you don't, like, when we do readings, you will not, because you can't tell me what I'm going to do. Like, I would call you, and Aaron, do you remember all my court cases when I came out here? And I would call you,
Yeah.
Aaron, am I going to jail? And you'd be like, Christy, I can't. And I would get so mad. But then I'd sit down, and it was always my youngest son would come in, and he'd be like, Mom, just think about what he's saying. And Robbie would put it into perspective where I'd be like, oh shit, fucking Aaron.
Yep.
Okay, we're doing it again. And then I got to know you guys better. But that was the turning point, was when I met you and Norma. That's why I say, and I don't say it to like kiss her, but you guys changed my life. You guys changed my perspective.
That means a lot.
Feel it
That
does
means
mean a lot to us.
You guys
Because
did,
no, but
though,
I
Aaron
mean,
was
you
my
had
wake-up
to
call,
do
too.
it though, but
He woke me out of my
that's what I do this
immaturity.
for. Like really, that's what I ultimately do this for, is letting people open up to their true talent, to their true self, to their true power.
That's why I'm not going to give you exactly what I see right now, but I'm going to say it. So I'm going to take everything I see, and I'm going to take your heart's intent. I'm going to tell you your best path.
Yeah.
Anthony, you know
what I mean?
You're up. You tell
I'm
us
not
what
going
your
to project too much on you.
when was the first time you like really started to wake up? And I think a lot of us were awake from the beginning.
Yes,
but we got
Well, like you said, yeah.
Aaron did wake me out of that.
Go ahead, hold on, let's hear it.
Yes.
For me, wise, like you said, that most people don't know, I was actually born deaf. I couldn't hear, so for most of my life, I couldn't hear anything. But literally, I finally woken up. Was literally, I was looking at all these carvings, right, of Jesus on the cross, right, and then at the very end there, all of a sudden something pulled me to a room, and there was Mary Mother's statue right there. And literally after that event there, the next following day we were there, all of a sudden I started crying for no apparent reason. Didn't have any idea on why. But then I realized that I understood exactly what happened. I couldn't hear. And then from that point on, I've been helping people off and on renew, as Kathy was saying to you, that we renewed the hope that
Yeah.
and the light that the world has taken from us. That we thought that
Yeah, we're the
we were stolen
reminders.
from.
We remind people like, hey, wait a minute, you're not this weak.
Right.
Right.
You're not alone. You are literally not
Right.
alone.
Yep.
And that's the most interesting thing, is because there was a guy who he said he was an atheist and stuff like that, and he's like, man, you messed me up. I'm like, how did I mess you up? Because you said just because I cannot see you, I am there.
Right.
And there he was like, yeah, man, that's that there. Yeah, because just because we can't see it does not mean that it's not there.
It's not
That
there.
is right.
We can't
Exactly.
see
We have the
oxygen, but
power
it's there.
to change what we need to do. And that's what's so
That's right.
interesting about the breath that we take in, the breath of life.
Yes.
And
And breath is so key.
when we breathe that in,
Yep.
because we can look at nature herself and see her take a piece of straw and throw it through a stop sign, a metal piece of stop sign. So just imagine how powerful our own breath is. And when we combine that with our own thoughts, our focus, when we are all focused on one task, we create great things.
Amen.
That's right.
For sure. I agree 100%. That was well said.
Loving Anthony Lewis. He's
Because
like a
storms,
new
like I
member
said,
of the
we see
tribe.
hurricanes and stuff like that, where the government has failed to send stuff in. But literally, when all the people get together and we can solve one problem at a time.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the problem is nobody wants to solve one problem at a time.
They've
want to solve my problem, so I don't have to help you out with your problem. But
That
that's
and it
just
goes
not how
back
the
to what
balance
they
works.
said. That goes back to what they said earlier about the ignorance, because it's not about not wanting to solve the problems. It's about not wanting to even recognize that there is an issue.
Exactly.
Sadly
But
Exactly.
also too, it's about who's going to make money off of it. That's the
Right.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we cut out money and sex out of
Where-
the whole thing, there's not
Yes.
much left for society to
And that's
try
the
to
whole
work
thing.
with.
Like, I don't mind. That's what I want to network with people that are at our level that
Yes.
don't get the notoriety that they should. I grew up wanting to be a musician, and I became a musician, and I learned how that hierarchy worked.
Yeah.
And it really came down to, yes, you have to be talented, but really, you can only be, like, if you're an actress, we can make you a singer.
That's right.
Like, we can just beauty it up.
Yep.
The first time when I first woke up, and I'm going to tell you this is totally off subject, but I was about 11 years old, and I was watching congressional hearings on the Iran-Contra hearings.
Mhm.
And I saw Oliver North like just totally deny everything and never got in trouble for it. Like he became actually more famous because of it.
Right.
And I looked at that and I'm like, wow, this is how our world works.
Yeah.
And I was 11.
Yeah.
And I think that people that are being born, they're really being messed with. Like Generation Z, they kind of, they got a lot to learn. But the generations behind that are going to be like, nope, fuck you. You're wrong. This is bullshit. Like, because they're that awakened. Like that next generation that's coming in, all the babies that are being born are like between, 0 and 10. That generation is going to be,
they're going to be very
awake,
very
because
aware.
they're going to need to be, because 2027, there's something coming. I'm not sure what it is yet.
When did you know that about the kids, Aaron?
About what?
About the new generation coming in. When did you know that?
Right now.
No,
I've been talking about it for a long
6
time.
to 8 months.
Okay.
Been really,
but the other generations are being like babied, so that they'll come into it eventually. And every generation that's being born right now is still,
it's like hands off.
Yeah.
They can't mess with them like they did the previous generations.
Right.
Well, they can mess with them as long as we let them, but that's why we're talking about what we're talking about.
I think they have an extra protection, and I don't know where that's coming from.
I think they actually are more raw to it. The people that are the souls that are more raw to the earth, to the world.
Yes.
And when I say the world, we don't want to be the world or part of the world. We are part of the world. We don't want to be of the world. We want to be learning how to thrive in the world.
Yes.
Because the world is a very dangerous place.
It is. It
It's a
is.
very dangerous place where
Nature
people take
is, yeah,
injections and you know, then they give their kids injections
dude.
and you
Just
know,
today, I
then
had to.
people die and
There's,
really aren't getting any better because they're just living through a flu and you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
But also, too, today's kids can't think themselves out of the box.
that's right.
No, but I think because all of the things that are being taught right now, the parents that are having kids right now are actually listening to what we're talking about.
Oh,
Right.
oh, yeah, they're finally showing, okay, yeah, that's what's so thing about breaking habits and stuff. If you come
Yes.
from a long line of alcoholics and stuff, that's what my mom told me just before we reached the age of drinking. Like, you have to understand, on both your mom's, on your mom's side and your dad's side, you both come from alcoholics. And I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense. But literally, when you're sitting at the table with your friends and stuff, and you drink them all underneath the table, and wake up the next day with no real ill effects, and you're all of a
Right.
sudden you flash back to those things, and you're like, oh, okay, now I understand.
Right.
Well,
And
see,
it's like,
it's
okay, how do I handle this now?
right.
That little,
Truly
so,
understanding your balance in this life.
Well, that's a
I'm
little
really,
programming right there in itself.
yeah,
right. But it's a
yeah,
good, in a way, it's a good there because you're warning. Because as I talk to many people about people who have taken drugs and stuff and overcome it and stuff, it's like, do I need to go and have these take these psychedelic drugs or stuff, or can I
I mean,
right.
sit
it
down with
it
the
work. It
person
does help
who
if you're
has
ready
done
for
the
them. I will
psychedelic drugs?
suggest them. I'm not. I mean, I'm not telling you to do them, but
Oh no, I
if you
understand.
find something
I'm just
like
Because
giving you a point
ultimately
of
it
view.
it
does
does
dive
help. It
in.
does help,
But
like the seekers.
Oh yeah,
mhm,
yeah, I understand how the doorway works and stuff.
yeah,
But there are more natural ways because everybody has the gift to do it.
Oh yeah, you can do it without.
So
You can
much
do it
you
amount
without.
of
can do it
energy.
with your breath,
But
y'all.
when you have something take you out, like the whole thing is when you do it by yourself, and you can feel that. Like we're all feeling a certain amount of
Yes,
psychedelics right now.
on the
Yeah,
That's
cusp.
just
yes,
because
I know.
what
I'm
we're
getting a
talking
little
about.
bit of a headache from the amount of energy.
But when you have something that takes you out of your control and shows you you have no control right now, bitch, you get to
Oh
learn
yeah,
what
when
I'm.
you sit, as the best way I'd like to describe it is when you find the eye of the storm within the world,
Yes,
and you can sit there, days on end, feeling calm, peace, as the world is being destroyed around you, and you still have that calm and peace, and people are looking at you, going,
Yep.
"Are you angry about this?" No, no, it's bound to happen.
Yep.
And it's like, can I have what you're having? Yeah, come on, I'll show you
right.
how to. The hardest thing is trying to keep yourself, especially us that are helpers of the world. When
Yep.
you're sitting in the eye of the storm and you hear someone, hey, you, yeah, you, I'm talking to you. Can you go help so and so that's on down here at the bottom of the storm? Well,
Right.
really? I have to go all the way down there? I'm up here. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand.
That's
I
a
know.
hard
Yes,
thing for people to understand. Like you don't just get to, you want to jump out and like light working. You want to call yourself a light worker. Guess what? Light workers have to dive into the depths of the
Oh yeah, they
fucking
got to go
darkness.
into the deepest, darkest
yep,
places where even
Yes.
angels will not go.
That's
that's
right.
right.
That's a great way to
That
say
is
it.
right.
Because I've been there.
Not
Yeah,
find them at the doctors all the time. That's a great place to find them.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
They need a lot of help because them certain things that messing with them and they
Mm-hmm.
can't get out, you know.
Well, it really comes down to I'm gonna make it simple here. You have to stand up to your bully. If you don't
yes,
stand up to your bully, he or she is gonna steal your lunch money every day.
that's right.
Hmm.
But once you stand up to them and say, no, this is not right. No, this is what I'm doing. Whether you're gonna lose, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions, or not, the universe will
I
take
don't
care
care.
of you if you have at least stand up and fucking say the truth.
That's right.
And that's where
Yep.
that's their problem.
Live
Like,
your,
I'm sorry, I'm not talking about like I don't want to talk about the whole last 3 years, but I do, but I don't because that's past. Like you've already made
Yep.
your decisions. Hopefully, some
Yeah.
people
That's
can
clean
make
up
it
the mess.
through,
and
and they
like I
will make
said
it through to
today,
that fifth dimension.
I met
But
someone
a lot of those
today.
people they've already been separated. We've already been separated. That doesn't mean we
I
hate
didn't
them.
meet them today.
We meet them
No.
at their level, and we bring them up. And
Yes,
if they want to come up, they come up. But if
Mm-hmm.
they don't,
I'm
like
like,
I don't have
no.
time for you.
So,
You're not ready for that yet, and you'll suffer a lot.
right.
Which is what do the
Well,
people
see,
from the underworld do? They suffer.
that's right.
But it's not because
Yes.
somebody else
It's
is
an
making them
ignorance.
suffer.
It's a
It's
certain
because
ignorance.
they're suffering
want-
themselves.
They want an easy path. They want the easy road. Someone told me if I do this, I get that,
And
I
that's
got
one
that.
instance.
But it's not how.
That's one instance. That's a simple way to
Well,
explain it. Yes.
Yes, to put it on just the blackboard so everyone can get it. You can take the easy way and get to know you can get this if you just do this one thing, you'll get that. However, are you going to get all the knowledge and wisdom and everything that you need to know to actually handle that thing? Nope. Nope, you won't. Now you got all the stresses and all the worries and all the insecurities that come from knowing this thing without actually knowing this thing. Because you're still laying down in the soil going, no, son, don't water me enough yet. No, I can't come out. I'm still protected in my seat over here. You know? It's
Dude, we have a big old blunt that I rolled like way earlier, and I haven't smoked it yet.
Let's do it, baby. It's banana flavored.
It's banana flavored.
Banana
Okay, in
flavored.
California, they just
That's
outlawed.
great.
In California, they just outlawed like flavored shit, like flavored tobacco.
So he had to go
But-
buy it.
But guess what? It didn't hurt me. I was all pissed off. They're going after vapors and cigarillos, but even the cigarillos, like I just rolled a blunt today from a
They're being
cigarillo.
assholes.
They're trying to ban
Like,
like
whatever.
anything flavored because it brings in kids.
I see.
Yeah, I can still buy
Yeah,
shit.
like I said,
Are
most
you
of the
being
stuff
serious?
we are dealing with now is from California. That's what's so funny.
Yeah,
about it. You watch all
California.
the
It's
time,
California.
Oh yeah.
Hey, are you
here's
being
this,
serious,
here's
though?
this.
I'm being 100% serious.
Wow. Okay, I did not know that.
It'll probably have. No, I'm not gonna say it. Nope, not gonna give that power.
You know what? Because you shouldn't, because I'm still smoking flavored shit.
Good.
I like menthol. That's what I like to smoke in my tobacco. Let me give it a
It
good cough.
shouldn't
just to
be. I
fucking
mean,
seal the deal.
menthol's always been a part of it, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I love menthol. I love the minty flavor because mint
Yeah.
like, actually does have its own hallucinogenic properties or psychedelic
yeah.
properties.
Cool. Unfortunately, that's a side effect.
Sorry.
Okay. Cough away. But it
I'm
sucks
smoking a
as side
blunt right
effect.
now, and Norma just left me with this big old blunt.
Okay.
So it's really hard not to smoke it. And
Well,
it
of
tastes good.
course.
Oh my God, I did a great roll on this one. This was a good one.
You did a good job.
Did
It's
you
like
use
perfect.
pyramid?
It's like a Snoop Dogg fucking blunt right here.
Did you put your own mint in it?
No,
Look,
there's no mint in this.
if I could grow my own tobacco and my own menthol,
Just in my
I
tobacco.
probably would, but no,
Mm.
that's not working.
Always has to be mint in my tobacco.
No, look, I was
I was just
like
wondering if it was
19,
something, you
20
know,
before
you
I started becoming
picked
a
up
menthol
some
fan.
urban herb mint at the herb store and put it in there with the.
Yeah, and I was thinking
tobacco.
about that, but I don't even have to do that. It's already they keep selling it because
Good.
there's certain loophole. This is what's dumb about a California law is what they're trying to go after is mostly vapor, like people that vape. And
Right.
it's stupid. It's like that's what brings kids in.
It's
Well, yeah,
made it
kids are gonna go
harmless.
get it anyway.
That's what made
They're
it
virtue
harmless.
signaling.
Well, virtually harmless.
It's politics, which means it doesn't mean shit.
Exactly.
True.
And that's how much of an
like I said, as
illusion
soon
the
as they start
politics and laws
outlawing
are.
people to grow tobacco in their own
Mhm.
backyards, then people need to really start worrying.
What's better for them is go pull something over here just so we're looking over there and then do something over here. It's a great distraction. And then
Or
we don't
punishment.
even
It's
see
like
the
these
other
little.
thing.
It's like I feel like it's like a punishment on like people that are black because a lot of black people smoke menthols.
Oh,
right?
yeah?
Yeah.
That's
So
not right.
it's kind of punishing the black community, but which
Especially because it's in California, right?
candy ass
So is it
motherfuckers.
fairly racist there?
No, it's fairly like dumb.
No, but it's very
Yeah.
virtue signally. It's very jump
No,
on
I
it like
love.
a
Don't get me
trend.
wrong.
It's
I
very,
love the real estate.
I
In real
don't
estate,
blame you.
I get why it's 10 times as much as anywhere else,
Nah,
just
we're
like in New
smoking
York.
lots. Sorry, y'all.
But it's just this fucking micromanaging bullshit, which is like, it seems like it's all from like these big corporations. Like that's the decisions or the laws that are being made. Like, why do we need more than like 10 laws? Like, do not
Yeah, no
fucking think
kidding.
about your neighbor's fucking wife.
Don't take.
Don't fucking kill.
Right?
Don't steal. Don't be a dick. Don't hurt people.
Right.
Like, but we have, how many laws do we have in every fucking city? It's really stupid.
Yeah, it is.
And they're like building laws. Like, I'm looking up a lot of those. That,
Oh, I
Also,
bet you
too,
are.
on building laws, what it is depending on when your place is built, you could be
Yep.
considered grandfathered in, and you don't really,
Right.
as long as you don't have to update anything really or open anything, you can keep building
Right.
it the same way it was back in the time that the building was
yeah, but
built.
I'm gonna have to pull
But if you
permits for
update
shit.
it,
But I don't.
you have to
Yeah.
change it all out.
Dude, you live in Arizona, so I can just bring out fucking like shipping containers for like different projects, right?
Oh yeah. Everybody's that's the newest thing is taking shipping containers.
And they just put a
tractor
bunch of them on the
trailers and
border
stuff
right
like that,
now,
and
dude.
turning them into tiny
Are they
houses.
selling those? Anthony, if they're selling those shipping containers, the ones that they have built as a wall that is supposed
Oh
to
yeah,
tear down
there's
They're
on
gonna
the
there's
sell
border,
some
those
selling
cheap
them
let me
now.
know if there's
because
an in. Like, let me know if you can buy those cheap. Because I'm gonna have
Like I
some
said, most of the
laboratories on my
cost of
land, dude.
it.
We're gonna have like some weed laboratory. We're gonna have. I'm not gonna tell you about other laboratories. I'm
Oh,
never gonna say
yeah,
it live.
that's gonna take a whole sterile lab.
We're
Yeah.
also gonna have a
But that's how you're gonna set.
Well,
How
make
we're
sure
gonna
you
set
put in
things
the
up. Is like
proper
one building at a time.
PPE and stuff like that to filter out any because that's where, like you said, most drug labs and stuff where they fail to where they get caught all the time is they don't put in the stuff that filters out all the poisons and stuff that are required by OSHA and stuff. If you make your place
Right.
OSHA compliant and stuff like that, you'll be protected by the law.
So where you're at, do they find a lot of peyote? You're down in southern. You're in the
Yeah, I'm down
Sonoran
there
Desert,
closer to the border, of Mexico.
and that's the only place it can be found.
No,
Peyote
they're
buttons.
selling
You
them
ever
up
see
in
those?
Tucson right now. So.
Yeah, it's
Really?
dwindling out there.
Yeah.
We got it.
It's
We gotta
not.
take
It's
care of
not
it.
dwindling. No, it's growing wild. It grows. I'm telling you right now.
Oh
Really,
It's
yeah,
it's
fucking
there's
not
plentiful.
places
that
here in
dwindling,
Arizona
huh?
that they grow
Okay.
wild. Yeah.
What was
Especially
that?
along
What
the
were you
border and
saying,
stuff.
Anthony?
Yeah, they
Anthony,
grow
what were you
wild
saying?
along the border, tobacco and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. They're fucking. Yeah, they're plentiful. You know what I
Okay.
never noticed in
That's just
Arizona?
another lie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another live from a story I read. This probably read the same article you did.
Probably.
Oh no, there's plenty of people that go out hunting and say, "Oh, I didn't bring any tobacco. It's okay. We're going to be near an area that it grows wild." I'm like,
I didn't know
okay.
tobacco. Oh, maybe I should grow some tobacco out
That's
there,
what I'm
dude.
saying, babe. We gotta
Fuck.
grow everything
It
we
says
need.
They
Yeah,
say
I'm
it
learning.
grows
It's
pretty
like a
well out
big.
here. So.
What was that?
They say tobacco grows pretty well out here. So.
That's awesome. Cotton grows really well out there. Safford, dude.
Damn it.
You know Safford, Arizona, right?
I
You-
know where it's at, but I've never been up there. So.
Dude, there's okay. The cool thing is, it's like that Lucifer satellite where that mountain is, where they have it, or that Lucifer. The Catholics, they have a.
Oh yeah, that
Fuck.
special mountain that has the demon in it.
Dude, we stayed up there for like 2 weeks too.
Yep.
Did you pick
We stayed up
anything
right up
there?
on that
'Cause when
mountain,
I
like
saw
I
right
that
sat
below
on
mountain,
that
that
mountain
fucking
all by my
observatory.
lonesome for like a good few
It's
hours.
supposed
Like
to
I
have a
really got
demon
to
in it, huh?
feel that
No,
stuff.
I didn't care. Wherever we were on a crystal. Okay, I'm gonna tell you where we were at. The mountain we were on, the
No
trees
ground.
felt like rubber,
Mhm.
like a hard rubber,
Oh.
like a tire,
Yeah.
because that's how they survived. And we came up like a year after it just burned down, like I had a forest fire. But we were on crystals, like we were
Dude, it was
like
everywhere.
everywhere you looked
That's where we
was
were
fucking
sleeping.
crystals.
It was
Quartz,
Wow, I
fucking
figured that from the way
yeah.
the
It
Oh,
was
house was
yeah.
that dude.
designed
Safford's
and
a
the
cool
glow that it was
place.
giving off. I figured they had to have a
You
lot
got to
of
go to
crystals.
Mount Graham. Go to Mount Graham.
Graham, dude.
There's a
yeah.
place like if you go up to the first camping site, or I think it's like the is it the first or the second or third?
I think it's
like second
The
or
third.
third, right? Fourth.
second.
Anyway, you go up and you don't have to turn to the camping site. Just turn left instead of going right. And there's a fucking parking lot that you can just camp for free there.
Parks
Oh.
Saturday.
It's a big parking lot,
Obviously,
but you also have I don't think that. Yeah, there's garbage cans there, isn't there?
No.
No,
you
there's
have to
no
walk
garbage
down to
cans.
the
That's
You have to
okay.
go to the
I'm used
campsite, which is
hauling
right
my
across the
stuff
way.
out. I'm used to
the
carrying my
toilet,
stuff
the
out.
But that
trash.
place, dude, has got so many crystals. Like you can just fucking just
Oh
walk
Oh
in.
no,
man.
so
You got
our
frozen
property, just our
nature.
property
I picked
alone,
them
Like
up
you can
on
see
Sunday.
crystals
crystals all
everywhere.
the
I'm going,
time.
oh my God, look at this
Yes,
beautiful little quarry.
quartz
Like,
is everything,
yeah,
actually, the
every.
spout.
Yeah, that's the beginning of
Yep.
sedimentary rock.
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Right.
got to mute for a second. Keep talking, riff.
okay. Okay. Yeah, quartz, you guys, is in every gemstone. It is as far as macro and micro. You get chalcedony and stuff like that. Those are micro, tiny quartz. So they look different. They look silky and they look smooth, but they're still all quartz.
Teresa, I love you.
I love you too.
You
Oh,
were just
there's
like,
All right,
there's
we are
some
back.
crystals and stuff I've come
oh.
across that
Did that
really they
cover
were
it for you?
unrefined.
Yeah, Anthony's trying to say something.
The
What's
energy
up?
that they gave off was great. Everybody, why are you keeping those? Those are ugly. Those are ugly. I'm like, no, they have the best energy. They have the best energy. You don't need to clean them up.
Yep. They don't need to be pretty.
Right.
No.
I mean, of course, I do like pretty rocks, though.
Yeah, it
I
does
mean,
help. But
let me
literally,
hold on.
most of the time,
Let
I
me
found
correct
that literally
myself.
here.
Pretty. What is it called? You got
Stones,
no.
gems.
Nope. There's a scientific term. I
A
can't remember now. Why
scientific
can't I
term to
remember?
pretty?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. It's on the
Okay.
tip of my tongue, but I can't come out with it yet.
Okay.
And we may be drunk.
That's okay. What else is new? I'm
Just
just
saying.
kidding.
Just playing it.
Well, I got my whiskey too, so
There you go.
I'm
There
good. We're all
I
good.
got my tequila. I'm
Ooh,
feeling
nothing
good.
I
Another myth.
can't handle.
Another myth or lie is that fat is bad for you. Like I'm okay. Obesity is bad for you, of course, but fat protects you from a lot of other things that they don't calculate in.
Yeah.
Energetic moments, like highly energetic moments, which we all feel.
Uh-huh. Like
Yeah,
a
that's,
male,
I
Tony,
think
because
a
that's
my
male
why I
best
like.
extra
I
friend
think
is
layer
a
of
big
blubber
girl.
actually can assist you.
no, it protects you from like we don't even realize how much we're being attacked. But that's good. You shouldn't like just keep going and
Yeah, let's
being
not.
the
Yeah,
fucking
but
lion.
anyway.
All right, but
Yeah.
we are very attacked, and we need to understand that.
Oh, I've been feeling it lately. I've been feeling the psychic attacks, and I
Yeah.
just say, I know, go away. You know, get myself in a sacred space again.
Yes, girl, that's it.
You
It
know,
really,
because
really knowing yourself and knowing, okay, hang
And
on.
your higher self starts talking to you, you know you're on the right
oh
track.
yeah,
And then you know that there's important things to be said right now because
Excuse me.
I'm not going to be that doomsday fucking player, but there are going to be specific events that have already happened. A lot of them have already happened.
That's right.
Those kind of events are going to keep happening until there becomes somebody like a Genghis Khan type of person that comes in and says enough.
Yeah.
To bring back the balance. That's how it's going to be on the human and the physical.
Yep. Unfortunately, because we have a lot of our Jesuses that are locked
Genghis
up
Khan
behind
wasn't
bars,
evil as you
doing
think he
nothing.
was, but he did have a big body count.
yeah.
But it's going to take like you
And
don't believe
ultimately-
anybody.
Ultimately,
Like yeah,
what it's
Trump
gonna
gets
take is
away
us
with shit
people-
and he makes it a show. But remember, it's a show.
Yes.
Like
Us,
a real leader, you know
the
what a real
people.
leader does?
That's right.
And it isn't like at this level, a real leader is going to be somebody that is going to punish the right people.
Hello, Peter. Welcome. Good to see you.
And that might not be
Mary. Good to see
No,
you.
that
as
might
well.
not be what was that?
I was just gonna say, well, I don't want to go off on that tangent, so I might mute myself again.
Go
The real
ahead.
leaders, we don't need. Nobody know. I mean, we know but they're not
Right.
even in the light for anybody to see, which is what, again, ignorance
Right.
and all of that
Yes.
stuff is bliss, because the people that are actually controlling not just this country, but all of the countries across the entire fucking globe, it
Yeah.
all goes back, like I said earlier. It
What
does
if I
all,
what if I told you that you are the real leaders at the moments you need
Yep.
to be?
exactly.
You are making the difference.
Yes.
We are making
That's
the
right.
difference. Like we can't blame it on them anymore. Like them
That's
is
right.
us.
Yeah, no,
Now we
agreed.
understand that.
Yeah, I
Now
agree.
we understand that.
Like
so now
as we
gotta
hold
do
that
it different.
integrity and we push it forward,
Mhm.
and I think it only takes like 35% to actually compute or to actually convince the 50%
Right.
or the other 15%, or let's say 17 or 18% to become the biggest voice.
Right.
Yeah, like I said,
Oh,
And we're
what is
getting
that
there, but
the
called?
largest thing of it is leaders. Like I said, most of the time they want. Well, leaders are the best. Leaders are the ones that are out front. Most of the time, leaders that are out front are the biggest, loudest people that don't know what they're doing. It's
Right.
that leader that's in the back that all of a sudden, when there are no words to
Anthony's
say
got some
front,
wisdom to
shows
drop
up from
today.
the back, comes to the
Yeah.
front, and cleans up the mess. So everybody
Yes.
can keep going on what they're doing, and then he
Well,
disappears back into the shadows. And
Yeah.
everybody,
Well, seriously, who here? I'm sorry to cut you off like that. That was so rude of me. But who here has heard of Julian Assange and knows what he's doing? And what are y'all's opinion of him? Because to me, he's your Latter-day Saint, right? I'm sorry, I grew up in a certain religion. That's the way I know how to explain it. He's doing
I'm not
something for the
familiar.
betterment of humanity and allowing whoever's going to do whatever for the betterment
You're
of
not
humanity.
familiar with Julian Assange?
Nope.
You need to look up Julian Assange.
Yes.
Julian Assange. ASSANGE. That is a Jesus figure.
Yes.
Archetype.
Today.
He is the
living in
Jesus archetype.
existence, he would be
A
And
whatever.
good
everybody
one or a
ignored him.
bad
The
one?
Jesus of like current times. I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Give me 2 seconds to deal with the dog, but yes, I do know.
Yes.
A good one or a bad
In
one?
my opinion, that's
And that's truly
he gave us more truth than when
Right.
when that says in the Bible, Jesus helped the blind see, helped the deaf hear.
Yeah.
That was just saying Jesus woke people up.
Uh-huh.
He showed you how to see. He showed you how to hear and feel. What are we doing in class or group, whatever you want to call it? Every
Same thing.
Right.
we're trying to enlighten you. And
try to get the fear that you have of taking off those rose-colored
the
glasses.
fear's got to go first. That
Yeah,
fear,
that's
and
right.
you know what? Yeah, if you're going to be in the class that we hold every week, we're going to do it tomorrow night. If you want to join, let me know. Just send me a
Right.
message.
Well, that'd be great,
But
Anthony, to have you.
yeah, Anthony would be great.
Yeah, like you
Anthony,
said,
I'm
I
going to
work,
let you just have
like I
a
said,
free
most of my
sit-in.
nights are
At
at
least
work.
a free second.
Anthony, you would have a free
Yep.
sit-in tomorrow night at class. It's going to be tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
No, see, I'm at work at that time.
Pacific Standard.
I work nights. My son is the moon, so.
All right, brother.
But yeah, like I said, I will try to see if I can't squeeze you in a break.
Well, thank you.
Hey, and we'll
I feel
appreciate you if you
privileged.
can.
You fucker.
That'd be great.
No, but really, I mean, like, I am still learning how to organize a class to make it a class. I get on my ass sometimes because we call it a class.
But do y'all see what's happening here? Like,
It's a
do y'all
collaboration.
feel that like
Yeah.
powerful energy that's happening? It's we're
Oh,
organically
absolutely.
letting this grow, and y'all are helping. And
right.
see where we're going here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like you said,
Where
you can see just from the news and stuff. Like I said, there's certain words and stuff that you've used or that I've used on my group page and stuff. That all of a sudden
Yeah.
you hear it being spoken out on the news.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
stuff, and it's like,
we're the ones doing that. That's coming from us.
Oh yeah, I know. And that people are waking up, and like you
Yep.
said, you can see the fear of them, especially the news people, trying to speak up on this stuff because they've already seen other people who have spoken up. Wow, you're out. If you ain't going to speak
Yeah.
what I want you to say, you're out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, then where are the other rich people who can support these people here, so we can still have the freedom to speak what we need to speak? And yeah, guess what? If he disagrees with me, yeah, let him speak.
Right.
And sooner or later, all
Hello,
our points of
Mary.
view there on the table, and we can
Amen.
choose which is the best to keep our path going, because we're all
Right.
building this path here. Even though
Right.
we have the ability, those who are helpers, to jump from other people's path, which makes our path a little difficult, because here we are walking on our path, and all of a sudden we get called to so and so over here to help them
Yep.
out, and we put
Oh,
down,
hey,
right,
hang
they
on.
see
Now I'm
us,
going with
we
this
put down
person
our
and this
burden.
person. What am I doing here? Yep.
We put down our burden. They see our big giant rock we're carrying as our burden. We put it down, and they're like, "Okay, let me help you carry yours." And we're carrying their burden as if it's a light bag of feathers. And they're like,
Yep.
"How are you doing
It's
this?"
exactly how I look at it, Anthony.
Renewing that hope.
I thrive of carrying those burdens for others.
Yeah, but learn by
That
helping
is so true.
them. But we have to remind ourselves that, guess what? We have to go back from where we helped them out and pick
Yep.
them up.
Uh-huh.
And someone that comes by you and sees you with your burden, and as heavy it is, and you pick it up as if it's light as feathers, it really starts making sense of, hey, this is actually working. But that my burden isn't as bad as I thought my burden was.
Right.
The road that I'm
Yeah.
carrying is not the road that most people travel. And we get angry at that road because there's no real path. And people come to us for answers, and as I tell people who come and look for me for answers and stuff, I say, "Oh, you missed the road signs." So like, what? Yeah, there's road signs on your path there. So here, let's go back and see where you missed that road
What you
sign. So I tell
missed.
them certain things about
Right.
what the road sign says, and they say exactly, I understand exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
That's awesome.
Who we got next?
Hello,
That is
Mary.
good.
Hello,
Hello,
Mary.
sir.
Again,
Hello.
welcome everybody.
How are you?
Welcome, everybody. Thank you. I'm doing well. I'm getting my naps in, so I won't become manic.
Yeah, that you scare people when you become manic, but you don't scare me, dude. I'll just punch you in the face.
I get your manic.
No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
like, whatever. I
But
am
you know
too.
what I'm saying? Like, I'll just not punch you in the face literally,
You wake
Right.
me up. Wake me up.
but I'll
Right.
just say, wait a minute, sis, little sis, back up,
Tick, tick. Girlfriend.
go through your moment, and then we'll move on, and we'll just keep going.
Oh yeah, I'm good now. I'm good. I'm getting at least 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. It's better than nothing. I'm napping in the day.
That's it, girl. Dude, sometimes that's all you need. Girl, it's understanding your energy. Look,
Mhm.
sometimes I get really upset at the time that I choose to wake up.
Mhm.
Because if I want to let myself sleep in, I've just woken up and now my obligations begin at the time I just began to really give in to that. Because it was a craving, right? It's like it was a and so now that I've finally found myself in the space that I want to be in, I got to get up. As opposed to understanding my body telling me, hey, if you get up right now and you actually allow yourself to kind of work through some things, you're going to be great here in an hour or two. As opposed to being all upset that now life has begun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Understanding how our patterns are, our workings, our inner workings, is truly key on our existence here in this lifetime. Not putting expectations or it has to be, oh, they said I have to have 6 hours, I only get 3. You know, some people can survive on that. It really is understanding your energy level, what you're putting out, what you're getting in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes you get so much coming in, but you're putting so little out that you become exerted.
Yeah.
Okay. So tiredness can come from both an overexertion and an underexertion. And understanding that, whew, that's tough, right? It's walking that balance and understanding that our life
Connecting
is,
with that message.
yes. Yes.
Like when you can truly connect with a message.
On a marathon.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, I was just wondering, when she wakes up, does she feel like she has run a marathon? Does your body actually feel like it's been? Your body feels like it's been at rest, but you still felt like you ran a marathon.
For sure.
Okay, then I'll tell you exactly what's happening is your body is at rest, But the problem is all the stuff that you're literally sitting with your higher self, even though you don't know it. You're sitting with your
Mm-hmm.
higher self, planning out the month. You're literally planning out the
Yep.
month, even your week. And then, like I said, once you finally come back, because the
Week, month,
body
year.
itself
Yep.
has an internal alarm clock. When the spirit is out of its body, right? Even though you don't set it, the body itself will set your internal clock to turn it back on because the body knows it needs that spirit to keep going. So
Oh,
all of a
wow.
sudden, do you feel when you wake up that you feel like you've been slammed in your body?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So literally, you are having what's known as astral projection, talking to your spirit self. You're in that
Oh,
state
wow.
of astral projection stuff. Because the best way to
Yeah,
know,
Mary's being
for
very
those who are
stubborn with her
training to do
fucking
astral
higher self.
projection,
She's not
is the
listening.
best way.
I know.
Is
I'm
Thank you,
so
Mary. I do that too.
because
if
there's so many
anybody in
people who
here had
needs
a
help,
dream
and I
about
don't take care
themselves
of
sitting
myself.
beside themselves on the bed, anybody
Yep.
seen themselves while in a dream looking at their own body?
I haven't yet. That would spook me out.
I mean, yeah, I do that
Okay,
sometimes,
but
but
yeah,
I don't care about that. I
that's how
pass
you
on
know
from
you're
this shit.
truly doing
Yeah,
astral
I get
projection is when you have the
cataplexy.
dream.
What should I
But see,
do?
you're right now, you're in the state of you talking to your higher self.
Oh, that's good, I think. But
So
I'm not
that's
listening because
exactly what you said, because your body, when you wake up, your body's at rest, but literally your mind and stuff, when it's trying to reconnect with your body, is
Mm-hmm.
going, no,
When you're
I'm
integrating
unable
many
to move. I'm
lifetimes,
unable
many
to move.
paths, many ideologies, many thoughts.
Oh, yeah. I need to stop and journal and meditate and take a bath.
No,
But
you
literally,
just need to
anytime that
change
happens,
your
all you have
rhythm.
to do
How do I
is
change my
start doing this. The
rhythm?
minute you wake up, before you start
Maybe
moving,
what you just
just
said,
take a deep
Mary.
breath in,
Do your
Yeah.
take a deep breath
bath.
in, and breathe out. And
Meditate.
I guarantee you'll be back to normal. Because literally,
What did you
right now,
say, sir?
you're talking to your higher self and your lower self. Because
So
like I said,
what
these
should I
things that
do?
I'm saying and stuff, for the thoughts and stuff, these are the things, because I started my training and stuff of
Y'all are
understanding
fucking
my gifts
tripping
and
me the
abilities
fuck out, dude. This
at
is
12.
funny. That's like my mind thinking right now.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what I'm
So what was
doing.
the
I
advice
hear
you
my
gave,
brain
sir?
talking right now. Yep.
So what's the advice
Yep.
you
Because
gave
literally,
me? I
from
missed
what I
it.
heard from what you were saying, from the experience and the way your tone and your voice was, that
Mm-hmm.
literally, yeah, your mind is, because the best way to control the minds and talk to your higher self, the best way is you sit there and you block out every single thought, every single sound, anything you're feeling, block it completely out to where you're literally sitting in a dark room with the lights off, no sound. You know, when the power goes out and it's all that quiet? Think of that quietness and then start pulling in one thought that you like the most, of yourself, and you will know
To
that you're
dream the
talking to
dream.
yourself directly.
And then don't let
Hold
your
on.
crazy creep in.
No, wait a minute, dude. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yes, sir.
You're right. But I'm going to tell you
Yes.
something else.
Okay,
You have to
that's a
get
new.
more detailed. You have to get more detailed and deeper with her. She's not normal.
Yup, that's
Go
me.
deeper.
I'm not normal.
Go deeper
Proud
You
to
into
be
know,
this.
not normal.
really, no.
Like you have to
I'm like
get
a
Go
child.
detailed with.
deeper.
Pretend I'm a child and you're talking to a
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
child.
no.
not
Oh
going to
no,
pretend
no,
you're a
that's
child.
fine.
You're a
Listen,
lot
Because
smarter
look,
than
the
that.
best
I
way
listen.
know.
that also too, the reason
Understanding
why
all
you
of
feel
that.
Hold
bad,
on.
Yeah, Tish.
the reason why you're
Go
feeling
ahead,
bad, you
Anthony.
just brought it up yourself, is you and your inner child are talking to each other, and I guarantee you, probably since this was literally Christmas weekend, your inner child was yelling at you for not getting her those gifts and stuff that you would like to have. I guarantee you there's a whole Christmas list of stuff that your inner child saw as walking through the store and stuff. But the
I
adult
just
side of yourself, the old the old person you will be, is saying, no, sorry, young child, you cannot have this. We have bills. We have adult responsibility. Why
I just
can't I
started to
have
do
this?
that. I started to buy myself stuff.
Right. See, and that's
Yeah,
your
I
inner
started to buy
child.
myself stuff. When you
Anthony,
said to be in a room that's all
Yes,
dark and stuff,
very good.
I saw like Egyptian symbols on the wall with
Coyote.
my eyes closed.
Yes, that will happen. Yeah, because your room, you have a special room yourself
Mm-hmm.
that is
You know what? I'm
designed
going to
for
call
you
you.
only.
Hey, Anthony. Your new name for me is the Coyote.
No, you
The
know what's the funny
coyote.
thing is that's my spirit. That's one of my spirit animals.
Oh, nice.
The
And I
Coyote.
saw a
last week.
coyote
So you
running
should be
down
Last
the
week I saw
road
known
the
two
other
from
day.
now
coyotes run
on.
out in the
Yeah,
yard.
That's the coyote.
as the
That does
Coyote.
not
That's right.
I
surprise
saw
me.
two coyotes run out in
Coyote
front of
is
me. I had to hit my
Anthony.
brakes.
Can I be a little piggy?
No, you want to be though, but
I
she's
know.
not valued for what you want value from.
I don't know what I value. I just don't want people to see people sad. That's all. That's why.
Well, God damn it. Yeah, you do want to see people sad sometimes.
No,
That makes
I
them
don't.
reflect.
I don't want
That
to
makes
see
them
anyone
reflect.
sad.
No. But why would you want that? Why would you want to take that away from them?
Maybe I'll just let them be in themselves. And
Like,
say a little
You
they,
want
prayer.
to
yes,
guide them through their sadness, help them understand it,
that's a
Yeah.
gift.
work through it.
Give them a, just listen.
You don't take it away from them. That is
You
their
can
growth.
open up to control them. Yeah,
Dude,
it's a low
I'm
control
telling
method. By
you.
making
Hold
them
on.
angry,
Two
they
people are
lose.
talking.
You get to see the buttons and stuff.
Yeah, connect.
I understand what
Darkness
guys
in
are
the deepest
saying.
form is ignorance. That's all I gotta say.
I know.
If we wanna put a label on darkness in a bad form beyond its nurturing and nourishment that you get and
No,
the
not
growth that can become of. However, darkness is ignorance. It is not knowing something.
Yeah.
Truly being able to, we've been brought into a life where we are dependent on our faith. But many people have been programming this faith, right? Can you truly believe in yourself? Can you grow beyond your traumas? Can you connect to yourself and hear yourself and understand who you're? Look, it doesn't matter how many voices I hear in my head. Can I understand what they're saying? Do I know why they're saying it right now? Can I associate it with my real life? It's truly being able to walk yourself out of that darkness, out of that ignorance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bringing yourself to a new level of understanding. It doesn't matter how many levels we bring together. It's being able to bring them together and know more and expand and grow from whatever level we are. Being able to have faith in the fact that I can hold my ground right now because I do believe this and I am this and I'm living this experience. However, having an open mind to grow and expand from this lifetime. Always being your seed and being able to grow into whatever it is you flourish into, whilst always being that seed willing to grow.
That's beautiful.
That's fucking so new agey. You sound so fucking cliche.
No, it's so poetic too. It's so poetic too. It's really
That's how you have to speak to people. Yeah, that's how you speak. You should always speak that way in poetry.
It is. She's very melodic. Oh, I love you, Miss Norma. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Y'all are the bomb. We appreciate and love you, and we're growing with you and expanding with you, and hopefully
We
we're
send so
bringing
much
some
love.
knowledge to you, and I hope that you bring knowledge to us as well, right? This is it is a co-op of all of us. It is growing and expanding and doing and sharing what needs to be shared in the world.
So I think
together.
we should take some time before we stop.
Yeah.
I'm pounding the table. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm getting very passionate. However, to thank the producers.
Yes, thank you all so much.
Those who have donated monetarily and those who have shared, those who have commented.
Those who have joined us live.
Thank you very much. But tonight,
thank you.
Anthony Lewis left a $50 tip. So thank you, Anthony. And thank you for.
Wow, Anthony, that's nice of you.
But these are great conversations.
They are.
Yeah. Good. It's always good to see, especially for the gifts and stuff I have, to see. That's why it's so great to have other people who have roughly the same gifts and stuff to tune in and make sure I'm still tuned in properly, because there are certain gifted people out there that literally they're off in left field somewhere. And I'm like, hey, you're so far away from the eye of the storm. You need to come this way.
Yeah.
We do need each other. We do.
So I have one thing to leave you with. This is a quote from Don Juan or Carlos Castaneda. Seek and see all the marvels around you. You will get tired of looking at yourself alone. And that fatigue will make you deaf and blind to everything else. Much love, everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never lose progress.
Love to
Have a
you
great
guys.
night.
Much love, y'all.
We'll see you
Good
soon. We'll
night.
probably be back on tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, most likely.
Most likely.
This
We
has
do.
been.
Oh, we have class
Thanks
tomorrow
to
night.
you
So
guys.
Yes, we
It's
do.
been the best Christmas I
we
have
love you.
had in forever.
Oh, well, we love you,
that
and
makes
we
my heart feel
love
better.
being a part of it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank
Remember
you.
that.
So thank you,
Love you
you
guys.
guys.
We love you guys.
Much love.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Have a great night.